What is up, YouTube? That's here, and today I'm bringing you guys the team I'm entering at this year's VGC World Championships. This is my team. I think a lot of people probably weren't expecting something this standard from me, but I do think this team has a lot of little tricks that most like Calyrex Ice or Trick Room teams kind of don't. We're going to be using Mineshaw instead of like an Urshi on this team. I think a lot of people like to use that Choice Scarf Urshi water with coaching, and they like to be able to use it to break the Insins. I think Mineshaw just does a much better job of that, while also having things like Fake Out and Wyguard. I think Mineshaw is a great Pokemon on this team. I also think things like Cresselia drastically change how this team plays, and it's a little bit different from your standard Farigiraf version. Yes, I'm susceptible to priority attacks, but I have the ability to play the long game with Lunar Blessing, and also I can use the Lunar Blessing to basically invalidate Will-O-Wisp on my Calyrex, which is a lot of teams' only real check to Calyrex right now. They break your Redirection Mon and they just Wisp your Cali and hope that you lose. And you could go Fire Terror, but they usually have a bunch of checks like Urshi Waters for your Fire Terror. So we can just use Cress instead and not care about any of that stuff. And yeah, I think this team is just really good. I've been training really hard for Worlds. I have a really good online record with this team. But try to just play some games today, keep the win streak alive. But I think this team does really well. I think Cresselia Luna is still really strong. I think Raging Bolt's still really strong. This is like my first time really using Raging Bolt as well. It kind of just looks like I picked like 5 of like the highest base stat Pokemon in the game, threw a Mineshaw on there, and I'm ready to win the World Championship. So if you guys like this team, you want to see what I'm working with, we're going to hop to some games right now. But I will say, World Championships is being streamed this weekend. I think the games start on Friday. Day 1 starts on Friday. Day 2 Saturday. Sunday is going to be the finals. So if you're interested in watching that, I think the Pokemon Company is streaming those games on YouTube and Twitch. So be on the lookout for that sort of stuff. I'm going to be at the tournament playing this team there. So if you guys like this team, maybe watch that stream, see if I'm on the main stream at some point, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to hop right into some games. Wish me luck. Here we go. Alright, so here we go, going into our first test game with my Worlds team. I will say, you see I have Ice Rider versus Shadow Rider. I am using normal Terra Ice Rider, specifically as like a pseudo check for the Ice Rider matchup. I gotta watch out for Wide Guard from Garg over there. But I think we have enough tools to be able to break it. Like Raging Bolt's good into Garg, Ursaluna's great into Garg, so we should be pretty fine here. The thing that I like to do when I play this team is I pick, do I need Fake Out for something like an Urshifu, which they do have, or do I need Redirection? I think I'm going to be able to just guarantee my Trick Room goes up like Mineshaw, Ice Rider. I should be able to go normal Terra to block the Astral Barrage. I should be able to Fake Out the Urshifu, get up the Trick Room, and then pivot out my Mineshaw for something else that might be able to give me a little bit more value. I'm thinking about this. I think Cress is actually really good in this matchup, just because it does like outvalue Garg. I think Ursaluna is definitely usable here, even though it might not be fast enough. That is true, it might not be fast enough. I'm going to bring the Luna just because I do want something that can help me peel off the Archaludon, and I'm going to bring Cress here. I think Cress comes to most of my games, and I think that Cresselia actually is the one Mon that is like the different Mon on this team. If you're thinking about this team, most people cut the Crest slot for the Farigiraf. A lot of people put like Farigiraf and either like an Incin or a Rilla for that Ursaluna spot. But I think Crest brings so much value to the table. Like I can just straight up invalidate the dot from the Garg with just Cresselia. It's so good. So they're leading like this. This is gonna drastically change my lead. That's so weird. Why would they lead like that? Do they think I'm just gonna click Glacial Lance? I can just double your Garg. And if you want to go like Mortal Spin, I just come in with Crest and I win, right? So I think I just double the Garg here. And when I say double the Garg, I'm talking like close combat, high horsepower it. And then you can bring out the Shadow Rider, but this is going to get me a +1 unless they Terra. And if they do Terra, cool. I think I'm fine. So let's just go for this. You want to Meteor Beam me? Be my guest. I shouldn't die. I can always protect, pivot in the Crest. I have so many outs here. Close combat, this might just get the Oko. Like it might, yeah, like we do be taking those. We're doubling up into that slot in case they wanted to go for some neutral Terra. The weird thing is like, I think Guard, normally Terra's like sometimes dark. They still kind of share that same fighting weakness all the time. There's the Mortal Spin. I don't care about Mortal Spin. I just explained why. Cresselia lets us play that invalidation of dot game that is so pivotal in closing out these games. Like I can just not even care. High horsepower hits, is this sashed? It's not, so that's going to be a +1 here as well. So good. You can come in with Shadow Rider here. I don't even need to click normal Terra. I can just click Wide Guard. And one of the reasons why we're using Mind Shout, that's another thing. A lot of people are like, Mind Shout, that's so weird that you're using Mind Shout. A lot of people put Ursh on that slot on Cali Ice. Well, it still gets the same coaching, but now we have access to Fake Out, and we have access to Wide Guard, and more importantly, we have access to Wide Guard that can't be Fake Outed. Like, let's say they brought out like Shadow Rider and then like a Fake Out user here. A lot of the ways they'd stop me or put a lot of pressure on me is Fake Out the Mind Shout slot to be able to stop me from going for Wide Guard and go for the AoE. Well, since we have Inner Focus, I can't be Fake Outed on that slot, so you still would have to, you'd have to go after the Cali. But at the same time, you can't get the Mind Shot off the board that way. So we're in a great spot. Like, I've put so much work into this team. I'm so happy to finally be able to show it off. But I've put like so much work into this team. And I know that like Cali Ice balance isn't really what you guys expected me to play at Worlds. But like, I've been grinding so hard behind the scenes making this team work. It's basically a Shadow Rider team. Like, honestly, it plays like a Shadow Rider team. It has the Mind Shout, it has a little bit of redirection, but I hit hard and I hit when I want to hit, and I feel in control of the game. There's Ursh. Cool. So Ursh and Shadow Rider, I think we're just going to have to terrestrialize our Cali. I'm thinking what I want to do here. I don't have to terrestrialize the Cali. I'm thinking about it. This is the longest, laggiest game I think I've ever seen. There we go. They can totally go into this match slot and just open up a slot for me to bring in something else. I think what I'm going to do here is, because we don't know what kind of Ursh that is, thinking if I want to terrestrialize. I don't want to get doubled into on my Cali. I'm actually going to terrestrialize the Cali, and I want Mind Shout to go down, so I'm not going to Wide Guard. I'm going to throw a Close Combat into the Ursh slot, breaking potential Sash since we did not see Sash yet, and we're just going to normal Terra Trick Room here. They shouldn't be Close Combating the Cali slot. If anything, they're going to be Surging Striking the Mind Shout slot, and maybe even like Nasty Plotting. It's kind of weird, or it's like maybe they're thinking I'm going to be protecting. Let's see what they want to do here. I still feel like I'm in a very good spot. Even if they wanted to go like Close Combat into the Cali slot, they wouldn't get the KO. That's the thing, like Calyrex Ice is just so freaking dumb that I would just eat the Close Combat, and then I would just get the Trick Room. I might faint from Poison, but then I just bring out like, I think I have Luna Crest in the back. Like, that's exactly what you want to see, and we're trying to deliberately lose our Crest here. Usually those Urshis are Scarf, which we're going to be able to see this turn. Survey says what you're working with over here. Protect Cali. See, like, you ignore the Cali. Like, you Terra, but, like, you don't need to attack it. Right? There's no reason to attack it. Close Combat. They are that Sash Ursh that we were talking about. Dude, I'm, like, on point here. I'm on point with my reads. You can absolutely go after this Mind Shot. They're protecting so they can take out the Mind Shot first because of the obvious Wide Guard and the Rage Quit. We forced a Rage Quit that turn. First game, Rage Quit. Rocky Helmet Ursh is actually like, well, they target the Cali. Well, it doesn't matter because Trick Room just went up, right? It does not matter. Trick Room just went up. That Urshifu is now within range for Glacial Lance, and there's not that much they can do here. So we're going to take that win, and we're going to keep playing. Remember, the meta, right, is Shadow Rider, Miraidon. I think we're going to see a lot of Terapagos at Worlds, and those are like the S tier like restricteds. After that, we see things like Kyogre, Zenta, and Cali Ice, and so I think we have a good matchup into all 6 of those. So hopefully we can keep the win streak alive. Hopefully I do well at Worlds. We're going to play some more games. Let's hop right in. All right, Koraidon. That wasn't on my radar for like what I really think we're going to see at Worlds. I generally think like Koraidon has the tools to do well because it's a restrict that does a really good job of enabling all of those teammates. It enables the Bulk, it enables photosynthesis users like Flutter Mane and, you know, even Brute Bonnet and things like Raging Bolt. But I do think we have a good shot here. They can fake out our Cali, but we can also fake out their fake out user. We have to watch out for like Imprison Flutter. And there is a lot of single target damage over there. I think that I'm probably going to go with Mind Shout again. I do like the Mind Shout. I don't know if they're going to go hands. I think, do I need this? I think I like this because I can just lead into the Koraidon. And a lot of people think, like, if let's say they lead like Koraidon and Flutter, they're probably going to go for like an Imprison or like a Taunt or something. I'm just going to fake out the Koraidon and lance it. And then it's like, okay, like that's fine. I'm thinking what I would need to bring in the back. I do really like Raging Bolt into hands, and our Ursaluna does underspeed most hand sets, so that's fine. I still think we bring the Crest. You have to bring Crest anytime Spore's involved. That's kind of how that goes. Or any sort of like dot. So Crest is definitely coming. And I think like Crest Bolt has the tools to do well here, but I think Luna will probably be good because all those mons take fat EQ damage, and we already have like a Flame Orb mon, so like let's say we know that we can like condition a Protect onto that Brute Bonnet or condition some other attack, we can pivot in, get that Flame Orb active, and then we actually don't need the Crest anymore, so we can actually let the Crest take the L because we don't have to worry about getting spored. You can tell how much work I've done into like the slight like flow charts for this team. Like I'm just locked in whenever I play with this. It takes a lot, but I'm even better if I'm not talking about it. So there's that hands, there's the bonnet. So there's two ways we play this. I think that there's a good shot that we outspeed that bonnet. And so I'm low-key thinking about like fake out hands, just Lance, just like I did in the last game. Like you don't always have to Trick Room. My mons are actually made to outspeed some of these things. I think I will do that. You fake out here, and if anything goes to sleep, like if you have a really fast Brute Bonnet and you put my Kyogre to sleep, cool, I'll just pivot in my Crest. What is that board going to do to Crest? You just pivot in, Safety Goggles, Lunar Blessing, Wake Up, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, Glacial Lance these right in the face. So fake out their fake out user. Again, this is what's different about my team from like a standard Earthship variant. They do have a fast one, and that's okay. That's totally fine. We're just going to pivot out the Mind Chow for the we're going to pivot out the Mind Chow for the Crest. I could even just close combat that Brute Bonnet if I really wanted to. I just don't think I need to. It's not important. Crest can pivot on in here. And we also just can wake up this turn. Absolutely a possibility to wake up this turn. Because that's my one turn sleep burned. Well, not burned, but asleep. Good for them. Full speed Bonnet. Maybe it's Sash. They locked it in their first slot. So there's a Spore. Safety Goggles these though. And remember, Crest does outspeed us here. So we're fine. We do get the one turn sleep. We're taking these all the way to the bank with that free damage. Oof. Alright. Awesome. Heavy Slam. I mean, it's Calyrex, bro. Like, that's the thing. Like, Calyrex is inevitable. And so what we do here is... I'm thinking to myself, I don't know how fast that hands is, but I doubt it's faster than Crest. So, like, I would go Lunar Blessing and then get put to sleep here in this situation. So because that's the play, I'm just going to Ally Switch it here and just go for a Lance and get that guy off the board. And I think Ally Switch is one of those moves that is actually still really good in Open Team Sheet. In Open Team Sheet, you use it as like bait and you just don't really click it. But in situations like this, I would definitely still click it here because it doesn't matter if I get stuff put to sleep. If Callie gets put to sleep, then I just go for the Lance and we're fine. So good play for me here. We take those all the way to the bank. Ally Switch is a really, really cool move. Next turn will be on cooldown, and next turn we're probably just gonna, we're probably just gonna win the game. I mean, Callie doesn't even need to Trick Room. Nice Drain Punch. Like, I think Ally Switch, no matter what, would have been the right play there, just because if that turn happens like it just did, I win. And if you read that and spored, that's just a really bad turn for you. And then I just Lunar Blessing to wake up. So I think we would have been fine regardless. But let's see. Koraidon can come out in here. We still have our Terra. They still have Terra. But now we're sitting pretty at a +1. Cresselia also is like a pretty good check to things like Koraidon. You could have things like Bolt. I don't really care. There's the Koraidon right there. I think I am going to Terrastalize my Callie, or I could just Protect Trick Room. And I don't think there's really a problem with that. I'll do that. So we're just going to Protect Callie for a turn. You can honestly try to nuke this Crest, but then I just get to bring in... Let's say you like destroy the Crest, automatically remove it. I just bring in Mind Share, and then I just go fake out Trick Room that way. You know, this team just has so many options. It just has so many options for every single situation. Protect. We got him running scared because we haven't set Trick Room, and now we just had Trick Room. You know, it's like, unless you got Whirlwind Hands. I think Hands gets Whirlwind, right? Wild Charge. Nah, see, like, do you see the value? It's like just, it's massive, the amount of value this team has. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to Glacial Lance. I will Terra this turn. I think there's a good shot that they Terrastalize their Koraidon. So we're going to Glacial Lance D's. Sorry, don't forget to Terra. You wouldn't be close. You wouldn't be using the Collision Course. You'd be probably Terrastalizing Fire and going for a Flare Blitz. So we're going to Glacial Lance, and there's a good chance we're actually in their head because we showed Ally Switch earlier. So yeah, which is Lunar Blessing. I don't even know if Collision Course OHKO's normal Terra Callie Ice, but like they should be clicking Flare Blitz if they're clicking anything. And I can make a read and high horsepower, but I want to get the hands off the board. Because if I do any damage here, I think Cresselia 1v1's the Koraidon, plus the mons I have in the back are still really good. We should be in a great spot here. That hands should underspeed our Callie. Like, they can totally Drain Punch me. It's going to suck. We are still going to take them out. Let's see what they got here. Again, this is just to make it so Flare Blitz isn't super effective into us if they do call us right. Survey says Heavy Slam. All right. They tried to call an ally switch there already. That's funny. Glacial Lance. Oh, they didn't Terra. That's it. Cool. And then we get a free healing. Like, I feel another thing that I really, really like about this team, right, is Cali and Raging Bolt specifically. They're so thick. Like, they're so hard to KO. Most people have to throw... They always trade, like, 1 for 2. You always have to, like, double up into them, stick, like, half, lose a Mon, and then try and do it again with, like, a priority move. Cresselia lets us heal those Mons and make it so we can take that chip damage, get up the speed control that we want, trade effectively, and we're in a great spot. Now, you might also be wondering, like, that's it, this team's cool, but, like, you would just lose the Wild Guard if you're only out as Glacial Lance. That's why Cali sucks. Look at our team. We have, like, Cresselia's single target, Mindshow's single target, Ursaluna's mixed. It has Earthquake plus, like, Heavy Slam plus Headlong Rush. Ogerpon's single target, Bolt is single target. So if you want to bring those Wide Guard users, let's think about some of the best Wide Guard users in the format, you know, things like Pelipper. Sure, totally, bring your Pelipper to fight my Raging Bolt Ogerpon, you know? Like, I feel this team is just so good into the current meta. Who else is going to win Worlds other than me? Like, I almost hope that, like, this 6, or, like, the same idea of this 6 wins Worlds, so that way I'll still be validated, but I'm feeling really, really good about this team. All right, perfect. Miraidon with a little bit of Ditto. Ditto can be a little bit dicey, but I think that we still have the tools to beat Ditto if we lean in a little bit into Cresselia. This is where I think we're going to see a lot of Cresselia's value specifically. Cresselia is really going to help with its Steel Terra outvalue an opposing Ditto if they want to come in and copy. And if they want to copy our Cresselia, that's funny. So let's think. The first thing I always like to do we want to go more of like a Mind Shower and Ogerpon route? You don't really need Mind Shower against Farigiraf, so I think Ogerpon is better. So I'm going to go Ogerpon, Cali probably, and then Cress. And then I'm thinking, I usually like to go Luna in these matchups, and I just don't know if that's a Scarf Ditto and you copy my Luna, that's great, but if it's some sort of like weird Sash Ditto, that'd be really hard. So if this was an open sheet, we might want to go Bolt instead, just because Bolt is still really good into that matchup. So like I said, we're gonna go Ogerpon here. I like to put Ogerpon on my left hand side a lot of the time, and then we go like this, and I'm gonna go with the Luna here. We don't really need Mind Shower in this matchup. There's not like a ton of AoE. I'm not really afraid of Landorus. But let's see. I think the one thing that we have to watch out for here is not getting like Encore Trick Roomed or Encore Locked by Whims. But I will say that even if Encore was a factor for my team, if you've actually been paying attention, I have a lot of my moves, like my Protects, my Trick Rooms, and other things, PP'd up to very specific numbers. To even if you have me in a lock where you're Encoring and then reapplying the Encore, I actually release 1 turn earlier than you might think on a lot of my moves, like my Trick Room and my 5 PP moves. So that way I can lock back into something else and you can't Encore me into that same slot. So very deliberate, like I'm trying to win Worlds out here. Farigiraf and Miraidon, very, very solid lead. There's like 3 flowcharts that happen here, right? The first one, you can hit the Cali with like a Volt Switch. I can redirect it, I can get up the Trick Room, you're sad. You don't have hands on that team, you're gonna have a harder time stopping me from rolling you a Trick Room. The second one, you try to double into the Ogerpon so you can actually do stuff. Like if you double into the Ogerpon here and go like Volt Switch plus Foul Blade into that thing, you can win, right? You get the Ogerpon off the board and then you're able to actually hit the things you want to hit. The safe play is to double protect and see which one you're gonna do. Because sometimes they even go like Dazzle. I think I will go for the double protect because there's some situations in which they go like Trick Room of Trick Room. So I'll do that for this first turn. But I could make a whole video actually breaking down like just this turn's flowcharts. What I really like to do is I like to get them to double into the Ogerpon, Spiky Shield with Ogerpon, trap them if they're Volt switching, and then just Glacial. Just pop it. And so you see they did go with the Terry here. They're going with the Discharge play. Awesome. Yeah, that's totally fine. So they revealed like a lot of stuff there. So if this is their play, Discharge, I'm probably gonna, I think I Terastallize the Cali still. And I could probably just pivot in Ursa and win the game. That's kind of like where I'm looking. I just get the Trick Room. Yeah, we have to watch out for foul play here, but we don't have any boosts yet. So I think this is okay. So they're trying to play around the follow me. So I like that board from them. It's a good play. I think we pivot in the Luna. And I'm going to try... We're doing this just in case they want to go hard in with the foul play. Because foul play still hurts. Specs discharge foul play it might KO. My Cali actually has a lot more in bulk than you might think. It's not a standard 252 set. But the Luna should be able to come in here. And here's my Terra. Other popular Terras I worked with are Water Terra, but I don't really like the Water Terra as much as the normal. Normal just makes it so I take everything neutral, and at my best case scenarios, I just absolutely invalidate Shadow Rider. I just have to watch it for fighting moves, and I just don't really care about fighting moves. I have like a bunch of other stuff. Cool, they're just going for the discharge. Cool. Alright, let's see it. If you could Oko me with like a crit discharge, maybe get like a para type thing going, like it's not going to do as much as you might think. Yeah, almost. Never lucky though. Never, ever, ever lucky. Can I get my Trick Room off though? Yes, I can. They went for the full hacks, and so I was gonna say like, I didn't want to say it, but like, I'm EV trained to live the helping hand discharge. I'm not EV trained to live like a helping hand modest electric Terra discharge, but then you'd be just like bopping your giraffe. So like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Speaking about having cake and eating it too, I think I'm just going to Earthquake here because I'm just not afraid of that board, and you're going to have to pivot. I'm just going to go to my Crest and play like a little bit of a longer game because I feel like Cali here, while I can click Glacial Lance, if I were to click Glacial Lance and Headlong Rush, and I were to get full parried and eat like a crit foul play, don't like that play as much. I'd rather get the Crest on the board and have like Crest start making sure that our Ursaluna is never getting, absolutely bodied. But we're thinking about what they want to do. They still have some good mons in the back. I think the Cali is still valuable. And that's another cool thing about this is because I have Crest, if I can condition like a Protect turn like they're going to be doing to waiting out my Trick Room and stuff like that, I can then like pivot back in my Cali and Lunar Blessing and not be paralyzed anymore. Now, I think one thing that they might want to do here is Trick Room my Trick Room, and that's another reason why I pivoted out for a better Trick Room setter. So we're still in a great spot. This Ensign does not want this smoke. So let's see if they want to EQ me, or sorry, let's see if they want to Trick Room my Trick Room. Oh, great damage here for me. Yeah, good stuff. Let's see if it's Citrus Ensign. Psychic, they're just going damage. So they don't Trick Room there. And so you see how we just like completely wasted their turn? Like absolutely completely wasted their turn. They have Fake Out here. Now, we do have Ghost Terra Ursaluna if we had our Terra up still, but it's completely fine. I think what we need to do in this situation is... I'm going to go... I mean, they're going to Fake Out that slot, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to Fake Out there. I'm thinking about just, like, letting them Fake Out and trying to go for a Blessing, but, like, I'm just going to go for a Psychic onto the Frigoraph. It's a normal Terra, like... Or it's a neutral Terra, sorry. I think we're okay. And I do actually think I have the skills to, like, potentially go for another Trick Room if I needed to. Also, Ogerpon is just really, really good in this situation. There's a Fake Out there. Absolutely okay. I could Lunar Blessing to top off both these mons. It's just not that important. There's a Foul Play. That does suck, but you see they intimidate us, so we're not as sad about it. Look at this damage. Good damage here, by the way. Great damage. So I think what I'm going to do is just EQ out. So they've shown Helping Hand, Psychic, and Helping Hand, Psychic, and that other move. Foul Play, sorry. I don't think they have Trick Room on that last slot, because like this isn't really like a Trick Room core. So yeah, I can just get a KO if I were to... I think I might actually just like Facade there. I think I'm just going to Facade. I think that will pick up the KO. And I'm just going to Lunar Blessing to cap off both my mons. You can knock off my Crest, that's fine. If I get the KO here, we're at neutral. Never lucky. Should doubled up with Psychic. If you Trick Room me here and bring in Miraidon, which is definitely a possibility, I'm going to be really sad. But the thing is, like, Miraidon doesn't really like fighting Ursaluna, so, like, we're still okay. And that's an AV Ensign, because they did not click, like, a parting or anything. Oh, it's Lando. Okay. So big heals here. Now let's see what the Frigoraph does. Trick Room again. Okay, cool. That's fine. Actually, that's super okay because, like, honestly, that's probably really good because their board just doesn't do anything to stop this Crest. They have to, like, Trick Room of Trick Room. And I think I'm looking at a board state now, right here, because you already have your Terra down. I need to not get paralyzed by my Callium once. But I can throw an attack into your Frigoraph to stop you from Trick Rooming me, and then just Trick Room and then bring in my Callium and win the game. I don't think you Oko me You could try, like, you could just try and blow up this Luna, but, like, let's go. Sandsear. Dude, that can miss, too. Either way, Trick Room just went up, so, like, we're good. And Luna holds, because we are Chads. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. That is absolutely amazing. We are going to have to play around, like, a weird para here. But as long as I don't get parried, I will win the game. I think. They have an Ensign back there. I think I'm actually gonna try my best to play around the para as long as possible. I'm going to come in with this die, get the Intimidate, and just get the Ensign off the board. And then if it's Lando and Miraidon versus Callie, I just gotta hit one Glacial and I win the game. Sounds like a plan to me. I'm thinking about doing something a little bit different too. I'm thinking about, like, I'll spike a shield because you have to. And I guess I'll throw in a Psychic into the Lando. It's fine. Might be a good idea for them to pivot out the Ensign. I thought about Psychicing it to get some chip damage on the Miraidon to put it within range for crit Ivy Cudgel. Yeah, I'm trying my absolute best to not need Callie to close this out. Or at least be in a situation where, like, I can get that Lunar Blessing off safely. Let's see who they fake out here. You could totally fake out this Crest. Knockoff. They're making reads at this point. Good play. I wonder if they're going to double up into that. But now we just avoided the fake out. So, like, even if you get a KO here on something, like, we're absolutely okay. That's great damage. Sandsear, block a Rooney Dooney. Cool. So I can get the Ensign just off the board. And I'm looking at what I want to do here. I'll just Blessing. Yeah, have Cresselia, like, as healthy as possible. To be able to potentially... I think we can eat Miraidon's attack if we're as healthy as possible. U-turn. Oh, yes. Yes. Let me get that damage. It is kind of dicey, though. Like, are they gonna go after the Crest with, like, a Sludge Bomb? Like, I'm starting to get some tinglies here. Let's see how much damage we actually do with this Ivy Cudgel. I don't think it's gonna do a ton. I don't know if I should be going after the Lando here either. It's kind of hard to say. Like, the para really made me weary of using my Calyrex Ice because I know a full para is incoming. It's great damage, though. Even Intimidated. Sludge Bomb there. That is a fail. Alright. Turns on Trick Room or Dose. The double into the Miraidon probably just gets the KO. And you want to pivot out Miraidon for Ensign, you eat an Ivy Cudgel. So that's fine. Lando has shown that it's not choiced. Probably just a Life Orb set, but, like, we're really thick. Look at this damage. Cresselia ain't no slouch. Is no slouch. We ain't slouching out here. And now we're kind of creating a board where I think Ogerpon checks Ensign, and then Crest just doesn't die to Lando, I think. Well, you know what I mean. It dies that turn. But we still have one more turn left. Trick Room. They can fake out, but then they lose their Ensign for it. And I think we outvalue. It's going to be hard to say, though. Who are you fake outing, and why is it my Callie? Let me think about this. You have to fake out the Callie, right? You have to fake out Callie. So it means I have a free turn if I want to do something spicy. And I hit that. You could fake out the Ogerpon, assuming I'm going to get full parried. I do not think that is the play. Okay. High crit ratio move. High crit ratio move. Let's go. I underspeed their Lando. And we got it. Gaming. Yeah, they got the full para, which really almost made me lose, but we play to our outs. We do be playing to our outs here. And they actually, if you go look back on, like, the match, they played that so well. They, like, saved the Trick Room of my Trick Room until, like, when I was at my weakest, and I assumed they didn't have it based on all the other things they were showing, like, I think they played the matchup really, really well. They had the AV and Sin, but, like, Ogerpon is just so good. Like, that's the thing about this team. I took all the best Pokemon in the game and just made a team of them. And made it work in my style. It feels just amazing. Wins up. Alright, Kyogre is a bit of a dicey matchup. Especially like Kyogre for Rigorath. I haven't like really solved that one just yet. Because like, I can't fake out anything. So like, but I could go Mind Show. And I could go Wide Guard, but then I'm open to like Taunt. And so I still think like probably Ogerpon Cali is correct. Because it's also good into Urshifu as well. But then I have to bring out like the right Mon. So I'm going to try Ogerpon. I'm going to try Cali. I don't think we could probably just sit on like Crest Bolt if I'm being completely honest. Because like Bolt is just good in general on this team. I think I'm bringing the Bolt. I think I am going to go Crest Bolt for the end. I think that's probably my win condition, is Crest Bolt. So let's try this. Very, very hard matchup. I wonder, is this Master Mark? Am I streaming it? Like, am I recording this at that time? It would suck to fight Master Mark if like, with like my testing, because I know he qualified as well. Let's see if he's streaming. I just want to see. I mean, this person's name is just Mark. Mark's offline. I don't think it's him. I mean, it's just the name Mark. But Master Mark is one of like my absolute favorite VGC players of all time. And I could see him playing like Kyogre. And it's like the Kyogre variant that gives me the most issues, like Kyogre for Rigorath. Like that's the issue here. I think it's a really, really cool core into things like Miraidon. So let's see what they have here. Very, very cool looking team on their side. I want the 4-0 sweep. So let's go. That's not his icon. This one's gonna be hard. This one's gonna be difficult. The Ogre games go like very wishy-washy the first 2 turns of the game. I'm surprised they're leading the Rigorath. They must be wanting to go into like, how would I word this? They must be wanting to go like foul play strats, which we've already explained, like aren't just game ending for this team. I think I'm gonna double protect because I want to see if I can force a Terra. Because, like, if they go Grass Terra to block my Ogerpon, but then they, like, foul play for me for, like, 80%, like, that's fine. There's also the weird chance that, like, they Trick Room themselves trying to Trick Room my Trick Room, and I don't think they're going to be Calm Minding this turn. So we're getting a Terra out of them. That's great. That's literally, like, what we're trying to do, so we know what to do. Let's see if it's Grass. Water double dip. Okay, and now we know, right? So now we know. Now we know next turn to probably pivot out the Cali for the Bolt and just Horn Leech that thing in the face. Right? Oh, they woke up and chose Violence. You see what I mean? Attacking there gets me nothing. I get nothing out of that. I think I could actually eat this, unless like they're specs. But I think I can eat it. The fact they're blowing Terra there, it's not a blow, but like the fact that they're going hard into Terra there, I really, really hope that they're not gonna like next turn like maybe they're Mystic Water. They're probably just Scarfed on that team. But I'm going to Horn Leech it, pivot in my Bolt, and then probably be fine. We're using a full attack Adamant Ogerpon, but we should still outspeed that Kyogre, unless they have like a speed boosting move, or speed boosting item like a Scarf. So let's see it. And I could have made the same play on turn 1, but I wanted to see if we were going to get them to Grass Terra, because I didn't want to go into my Bolt if they went Grass Terra. They're making the same play. Bolt's going to take a lot of freaking damage. Let's be real. Let's call it what it is. This is going to take a lot. Same thing. Ogerpon's going to take a lot of damage too, but sturdy. Sturdies. I can't believe they just led that into like potential Mind Shout. That's like nutty to me. They almost O-code my Bolt, which means they're vested. And this doesn't... Oh, it does KO. Wow. That's not... That's just a full special attack Ogre. Look at that heal. So that's your restricted and Terra down. I'm not going to say they don't have shots, because they still definitely do. But they're going to come in Ursh here, right? And the cool thing is, like, both of my mons are good into Ursh. I just double swing into the Ursh. I could even go, like, follow me the Ogerpon if I wanted to preserve Bolt and do that right into the Ursh. That might be a better play. I'm assuming we're seeing Ursh here just because that's how these games tend to go. You also want to, you know, like, I went for that turn 1 double protect. Ooh, that's a cool play. You know, I went for that turn 1, like, double protect. That's also, like, waiting out those rain turns. If you Trick Room me, you know I have a Cali in the back, right? I think that, like, we're still actually fine to just double into that slot. I could double there. I don't have to double anything. Like, if you Trick Room me, I win. So, like, I'm fine just throwing a crap ton of damage into this thing. I could split my damage. If you go Protect Trick Room, I'll then Spiky Shield and fodder my Bolt and then bring Calio in the game. It's fine. Oh, they're just trying to... They're going for round 2, huh? I mean, they probably outspeed my Bolt if they're full speed, but look at that. I'm about to get my Sturdy back! Almost. Oh, 2 HP off, dude. Never lucky. DP. Oh, we just get it. See what I mean? Like, they threw the kitchen sink at us not once, but twice, and we're, like, beating this person without even using our Restricted. Like, the Restricted was bait. We're just out here getting dubs. On dubs, on dubs. It's the last month. Ursh, right? There it is, and that's game. You know, yeah, we should be fine here. Sash Ursh is... Oh, it's dark. I was going to say, like... That kind of sucks, actually. Sash Ursh is a big asshole. We need to save our Terra on Callie here. Sash Ursh, as opposed to Urshi Water, is more problematic than I was actually hoping to see. I'm going to Horn Leech it. And I'm going to Thunderclap it, and you can absolutely protect and KO one of these mons. I'll just get to bring in something good. Harder to beat Mon, though, for sure. Definitely harder to beat. I was expecting the Urshi Water. That way I could just, like, throw double super effective attacks into it. You're allowed to protect in Trick Room. You're allowed to protect in Hyper Voice. You can do anything you want this turn. I think we got the right stuff. I think we also... 3rd time's the charm! What is this... Dude, what are you doing out here? Go nuts, dude. Holy moly. Of course. Big damage. I was 2 HP away from getting my Sturdy back, too. Never lucky. T-bolt these. Oof. Alright, let's actually think about the play here. I can't hit them very well. So I need to get up Trick Room and lose my Bolt. So that means the right play here, no matter what we do, since we know they're faster, is Trick Room. Oh, we got Terra. Terra, Trick Room. I think we eat them. I don't know if they're banded. And we Volt Switch here. You don't Volt Switch into the Ursh. I mean, you can. I like this play, though. If they're banded on that Ursh, though, I'm pretty sure Cress eats this. No way you're close combating a Cress. I guess I could have also went for Ally Switch here, but I don't want to close Team Sheet them, you know? Now let's see it. Oh, that works. Are you Trick Rooming of my Trick Room here? That would be really cool for you. They didn't. They did. They are Trick Rooming. That's so good for them. I love that for you. I am gonna have to hit you with the close Team Sheet special. I'm gonna have to hit you with the good old fashioned switch of the allies, and that looks like Banded Ursh. It really does. Let's see how we want to play this. Yeah, I'll go for the ally switch. It's fine. That was a good read. That was a good play. If I would have known... See, like, I don't feel as bad going for the ally switch here. Because, like, if I would have known they were Banded Ursh this whole time, I would have played the matchup a little bit differently. And if it would have known they were Urshi Dark, I wouldn't even have brought Raging Bull to the matchup. It would have been Ursaluna just clean house this whole time. Or, like, something else. Maybe even Mind Shot would have been probably what I brought. So, we'll go for this. If you want to be a gamer, be my guest. Be my guest. Helping Hand... Where are you looking, buddy? You going after that Callie slot. Because you got to stop it. Because you ain't afraid of this Cress. You ain't afraid of this Cress. Yeah. Incorrect choice. And we hold, because we are just absolutely massive gamers right now. Bonked. Oof. Cool. And then now you can't foul play the Calyrex and stop the Cress. I think the Cress is going to be able to get some health back. I don't know any moves that thing really has other than foul play. But, like, is Protect Trick Room the right play? I think I'm just going to go Lance. Like, Lance should be able to just close it out, and they're like, ugh, I can't believe that got game removed. And it's like, yes. Yes, you did. Lunar Blessing, get some health back. That's what you get for using Scarf. Like, I wonder if he hit me with the Scarf Specs Band Special. I wonder if that's what they hit me with. Like, Scarf Kyogre, Specs Ursaluna, Banded Urshi Dark. we take those wins. Like, I feel pretty ready for Worlds. You saw in that game, it got a little bit dicey, but I do think this team, like, has the tools to do really well at Worlds. If you guys want to see the Worlds, it's going to be streamed, I think, on YouTube and on Twitch. I think the games start Friday morning, and remember, they're in Hawaii, so I think they probably start at like 8, 9, maybe even 10 in the morning in Hawaii, which is probably like 7 Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern. Please watch the games. I really don't think I'm going to get put on stream. I honestly don't. There are a lot of really, really good players at the World Championships, but getting myself to a level where I think I can actually compete with them, potentially make day 2, and if I get on stream, that's great. This is the best that I have, and hopefully, you know, you guys agree. I just want to say thank you to everyone for actually helping me on this journey this season. I've been going to a bunch of tournaments this season. This is probably the best I've been competitively in a long time, so hopefully I do well. And if you guys want to follow everything, you know, check out the Instagram, Twitters, all those things, all those different social medias. I'll be posting my updates if you guys want to see how I'm doing in the tournament. But other than that, hopefully you enjoyed the team, and thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you enjoy the World Championships. Peace.